What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella on this wonderful Saturday, depending on how you look at it. Afternoon grind. We back with that boxing clinic talk, that real boxing ish. And Willie Monroe just dropped a Facebook Live video. Say he's gonna do it on all platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, the whole shebang. Talking about how they, Monroe and Billy Joe Saunders, 5 weeks out, agreed to VADA testing. And he hasn't received his VADA enrollment form or anything. They haven't done any zero testing for this fight. He says he's a clean fighter and like to prove that he was clean. And it sounds like both sides agreed on VADA testing. And Billy Joe Saunders and Frank Warren's trying to pull a fast one. They not enrolling. They're not doing it. 5 weeks out and they haven't had one test from VADA. And it sounds like Willie Monroe says, is trying to accuse Billy Joe Saunders of being fishy and juicing up. And that's definitely what it sounds like. I don't want to hear no excuses from Frank Warren or Billy Joe Saunders on this. 5 weeks out, and if both sides agreed and signed to do VADA, then why hasn't the VADA enrollment form gone out? Why haven't he even received a VADA slip? They supposed to have been drug tested at least 5 or 6, 7 times by now, and not once has either side been drug tested. And looking at Billy Joe Saunders, who's been out the ring since December 2015, I want to believe, he was looking fat, sloppy in that fight. Like he was struggling with life, And if he comes in here all ripped up and a new physique and looking more shredded up now than ever, then that's going to raise even more concerns that they didn't do random drug testing. And not only did they not do random drug testing, but they agreed to it before the fight, and it was a part of the contract, and it hasn't been sent off yet. And probably a month, he said 5 weeks, maybe a month or 3 weeks out, they're going to be, doing random drug tests, and then people are going to say, well, he cycled off for the steroids or cycled off for the performance and had some drug he was using. And, it's a double whammy for Willie Monroe. Well, it could be a triple depending on the way you look at it. For one, he has to go over there in his backyard. He's going over to the UK to fight Billy Joe Saunders. And now he doesn't feel like he's on even playing field. Two, he doesn't have the promoter, I don't want to say he doesn't have the promoter, but he doesn't have the ace-out ability to really, press down and put the real pressure on Frank Warren and Billy Joe Saunders. He really doesn't. He doesn't have any type of clout in the sport of boxing to call these guys out or anything. And if they had it in the contract, if he really wanted to be 100% on it, 100, like he legitimately can break that contract and probably sue them. He probably really could, because that's a breach of contract. If you agreed to do random drug testing, that's a breach of contract, And, the third thing about the whole situation is that he's walking into a situation where he has no clout. He doesn't have a promoter, or I don't even know who his manager is, but they don't have enough clout for him to really campaign to make Billy Joe Saunders look bad. Nobody's really gonna care about Willie Monroe. He's not that type of name in the sport of boxing already. And with Billy Joe Saunders being the typical A side and having everything in his favor, it's nothing that Willie Monroe truly can do. The Rochester, New York native. He's going to have to go over there and have a Mount Everest, type uphill battle. And if he, if he wins, he's going to defy all the odds, as far as what's in his favor, the only thing that's really going for Willie Monroe's favor is the fact that Billy Joe Saunders has been inactive for almost 2 years. And everybody wants to see Willie Monroe take this belt away from Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, everyone, even probably people in the UK wants to see him because they're tired of his buffoonery, his childish ways, and his motherfucking trolling. But it's gonna be it's either a large uphill battle for him. Now I'm gonna leave the interview in the description, but I feel bad for him, man, because they're gonna try to jerk him around. He can't just understand that he doesn't want to breach the contract and sue because he wants the title shot. He wants to win a title. He wants to become a world title. That's his ambition, and that's his right. So he's gonna have to do what a lot of boxers have done in the past: is go in there with an unfair advantage, with going there with a unfair disadvantage. He's gonna be at disadvantage with Billy Joe Saunders, and it sounds real fishy. And I want to see how long it takes for Billy Joe Saunders and Frank Warren to say that. And that's why a lot of motherfuckers in America don't want to go to the UK. There's a lot of fishy shit been happening, and vice versa. People in the UK don't want to come to America, but it's a lot of fishy shit been going on. Over there in the UK, and Willie Monroe is now letting the public know what's going on. I can't believe he waited until it was 5 weeks out. I think the fight was made about a few weeks ago. Anyway, it's going down September 16th. If you didn't know, same day as Canelo Triple G. It's going to be an earlier card, and hopefully, I'm really pulling for Willie Monroe now. I hope he fucks this guy up. Fucking sound like he's a fucking cheater, but it is what it is. I'll wait to see how it unfolds.